Gentlemen, there will be periods in your life where you will feel isolated, where you will feel like an outsider, that you don't fit in. Perhaps it's because of your ambition. You're very ambitious, you want more in life. But your friends and family criticize your ambition. Maybe they send some very nasty remarks your way. You're not good enough, you're stupid, you're this, you're that. And it's upsetting to hear things like that. Of course it is. But one harsh pill that we all have to swallow is that not everybody will share the same ambition in life as you. Unfortunately so. Sometimes it's the people you love the most, but they don't want more out of life. And not only do they not want more out of life, but they can very well steal your dream. I call them dream stealers. And because it's people that you care about, you may often take what they say to heart. And a lot of guys drop their dreams because their dad told them, no, you can't, you're going to let me down, you're this, you're that. And out of fear of letting their dad down, they drop the dream, they give it away. They give it away just like that. Now, I always say that as long as what you're pursuing is moral, legal, and ethical, go for it. Even if your dad or your mum criticize you until the cows come home and talk down to you, do it. As long as you're not harming anybody, do it. There's character development involved. But to not do, that is the ultimate tragedy. To not even try, to not get off the bench and try and score a goal. That's sad. Now, I don't believe in cutting your family off. There are people online that will say, I'll cut your family off if they don't understand. No. They're your family. Don't cut them off. Just because they're discouraging you from going down a certain path, it doesn't mean they hate you. Now, some of them go about it the wrong way, and they definitely do say some nasty stuff to their children, which I don't believe in. Why would you do that? Why would you tell your son or your daughter that you're stupid, you're this, you're that? Why would you do that? Why harm their self-esteem? It doesn't make sense. Parents are supposed to boost their children's self-esteem. Tell them that, yes, you can go out there and do it. But despite all of that, despite whatever approach they may take, they're still your family. Now, what I would encourage is that you do not speak about your goals to them. Mum and dad are mum and dad. You love them. You talk about football with them maybe, and what you made for dinner, whatever. You can talk about normal stuff with them. But if you feel that speaking about your goals is going to cause issues, don't speak about your goals to them. Just go out there and achieve. They won't argue with the numbers. They won't argue with the dineros, with the money. So go out there and make the cash. But it's going to feel somewhat isolating. You're going to feel like, well, I guess I'm on my own. And it hurts more so, I would say, when it's close friends. To an extent, you can understand your family being fearful of you going down a certain path. But when it's close friends of yours that you grew up around, it can often feel like a betrayal. Because you're like, man, I've been hanging around some haters this whole time. And there are definitely people that you think right now are your friends that are haters of yours. But they'll disguise it with a smile. They'll disguise their cynicism as advice. I'm just looking out for you, bro. Don't take it personally. I'm just looking out for you. But whatever idea you come up with, immediate criticism every fucking time. They're like, well, I wouldn't do that if I was you because, I know people that have lost money doing this. It's a scam. It's this, it's that. It's a psyop. If every bloody idea you come up with is criticized like that, without any level of encouragement, there's one thing telling your friend, be careful of that because you can lose money if but that's okay. You can warn somebody of the potential risks. But if they're your boy and you know that they're good at something. Talk about their strengths as well. You know what, you would smash it. As long as you can just figure this out, man, you would crush it, bro. You would clean up. That's how you're supposed to be as a friend. Encourage them. Even if you don't know much about that business model, just say, bro, I know you'll smash it. I know you'll figure it out. Because once again, as long as your friend is not harming anybody, then there's only an upside from engaging in that process. You never lose. Even if the financial returns aren't as lucrative as you thought they would be, you're still better as a result of engaging in the process. You've still learned something. You're better now than you were at the beginning of the process. But if you feel like your friends are being so negative, take a step back. Cut certain people off. Do not give them access, honestly. Just because you've known them since you were this big, it don't mean anything. How long you've known somebody has no bearing on the quality of the friendship. There are people that I've known for 15, 20 years. Am I like this with them? No, fuck no. I wouldn't spend a minute with them if you paid me. I don't give a fuck how long I've known somebody. What's important to me is how do I feel when I'm around them? Once again, not every friend is going to share ambition, but if I'm around somebody that's just negative and draining to be around, I refuse to be around them. I've said this in previous videos. There are friends that I have for entertainment purposes. And what I mean by that is I only talk with them about fun stuff, football, this, gaming, GTA 6, But I'll never get into business with them because I know they're not going to have any conversations with me that are productive, shall I say. And especially for those that are not in the game, It's nice talking to fellow entrepreneurs that are immersed in the game, in the process, because they get you, they understand you. Even if they're pursuing a slightly different business model than you, they're in the game. They're trying to build something. But people that are doing nothing, other than the giggles and the laughs, there's not much else really I can speak with them about. And that's where the isolation comes in. Sometimes you're going to feel like you're by yourself, and that's okay. You're going to attract people into your life that are going to operate at a similar level to you. How do you attract them? By being in the game, by working as hard as you possibly can, by creating some noise through the success that you create. People will notice, the right people will notice. They're going to be like, oh, okay. This is the kind of guy we want to lock arms with. This is our guy. Let me send a DM to try and collaborate. Let me, speak about a potential business opportunity that we could do together. People will notice. The right people. And that's what you should wait for. Being isolated for a period of your life is not the end of the world. You have to enjoy your own company as a man. I enjoy spending time with me. I do. I am my best friend. I am my best ally. Am I lonely? No. I have friends that I can call up and I can go out and grab a steak with them, coffee with them, whatever, at any time. But I'm not going to feel depressed if I'm in the company of myself. I like me. And if I like me, I'm going to enjoy my company. I'm perfectly fine to go to a nice establishment, sit down, enjoy a steak, medium rare. Listen to some nice jazz music in the background, maybe with a lovely view. I was in Casablanca in July, and there's a beautiful restaurant that overlooks the Atlantic Ocean. Incredible place. I love going there. Eating a steak whilst watching the waves crash onto the rocks. Beautiful, beautiful place. I'm perfectly happy to do that by myself. If I'm in the company of somebody who I enjoy being around, fantastic. I like sharing pleasant experiences with people. But I'm perfectly fine doing it by myself as well. Perfectly fine to do that. It's peaceful. It really is. Being in your own company and being at peace is better than being around other people that you don't enjoy being around, because it won't feel good. Your gut will tell you, nah, I don't like this. Time to go. And this, what I'm talking about here applies to relationships as well. It's much better, gentlemen, to go solo for a while, to start building the relationship that you have with yourself, than just to try and occupy your time with any random person that you come across, even if you know you don't share core values with them. This is exactly why I'm against hookup culture, because you're not spending your time with people that you align with long term. You're just there to pleasure each other. And look, if that's what you want to do, that's your life. I'm in no position to tell you what to do. But from my perspective, I think it's a poor use of time, because it doesn't go anywhere. I would much rather have depth with one woman than go across and have very shallow interactions with hundreds of women, right? There's nothing to gain out of that. It's been glorified on social media. A lot of these so-called men's self-improvement coaches talk about going out there, sleeping with as many women as possible. They never talk about the consequences of doing such a thing. The spiritual consequences. It leaves you empty, it leaves you with a void. It also wastes a lot of your bloody time to meet several people every week. Imagine the amount of time you've wasted over the course of a month, over the course of a year, that you could have dedicated towards learning a new instrument, building a business. The issue with hookup culture is you have nothing to show for it, other than experiencing a very short period of physical pleasure. There's not much else to gain from it. But there's a lot to lose. There's a lot of risks that are not spoken about. Health risks, right? You're laying with people you don't know anything about. Who is this person I'm about to sleep with? You don't know anything about them. You're just looking at them as a physical object. So if you have to go solo, lock in. There's that phrase, monk mode, right? I'm not saying you have to abstain from any female interactions. No, that's not what I'm saying. But by all means, get your act together. It makes you a more attractive proposition if you want something long-term with a woman. Women will often ask you, so why have you not found anyone, And a lot of guys that are switched on, that are working on a business, it's just a time thing. I've just been so focused on developing myself. I don't want to get into any surface level interaction with any woman that I come across. I want to develop myself enough to attract the right kind of woman that I want. We're not talking about putting love on hold and just pursuing material success. No, because I believe success comes in different forms. You can't be a successful man if you're only capable of making a lot of money, but your relationships are terrible. You're a terrible husband, you're a terrible father. That's not success. You need to pursue success in every aspect of your life: health, wealth, spirituality, love, right? It comes in every form. Money is unfortunately the only metric that so many of us focus on. And it's important, don't get it twisted. But the others are also important. Nobody on their deathbed wishes that they closed one more deal. It's always, I should have spent more time with my family. And I'm not inventing this myself. I saw a video of this woman that was speaking about some of the regrets that she saw working in a hospice, some of the regrets of older folks who were in their final days. And it was always family, family, family. I should have spent more time with my family. I should have. I should have worked less. Okay? So I don't want you just to jump into any random interaction because you don't like yourself, because that's often what it is. You want to distract the fact that you don't like yourself. You want to distract yourself away from that by having somebody in front of you so you don't have to address who you are. You don't have to look at the man in the mirror. Who am I? Who are you? What do you want from me? Right? You don't want to look inwards. So you're like, someone distract me, someone entertain me. Oh, there's a girl there. Okay, I want to spend some time with you. No, confront who you are. Not just confront it, but I want you to develop a relationship with you. That's the most important relationship you will have in life, gentlemen. The relationship you have with yourself. Like yourself. Work on yourself. Befriend yourself. Okay? So there'll be moments, periods. Now, I don't want you to stay isolated. That's not what I'm saying here. Because isolation is a bad thing. You know, the 48 Laws of Power talks about it, Robert Greene, right? Isolation is dangerous. It leaves you in a vulnerable position. So don't isolate yourself from friends and family and from dating women as well. No. But if you have to get yourself together for a few months, do that. Okay, thanks for watching, gents. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like. Drop a comment in the comment section down below. Do check out the top 3% community as well. This is a community where I help men improve their confidence, their self-esteem, their communication skills, their relationships, amongst many other things as well. So click on the link down in the description to find out more. See you in the next video.